Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome on behalf of VG Learning Destination to this ACCA orientation session. Now, before I proceed with top tips and tricks and the top resources for ACCA, allow me to very quickly introduce myself. I am Shilpi Jain, ACCA head of the ACCA division at VG Learning Destination. I am a qualified ACCA and also a trainer for two of your subjects, financial management as well as strategic business leader. So yes, you can say that I have been there. I've been there, done that. So I can give you the right navigation towards your ACCA journey. Now, a big round of congratulations to each one of you for making the first right step in joining the qualification. Now, just to get a quick heads up in terms of where you all are in your, present journey and what is your starting point of ACCA. If I could just request everybody to put in the chat box, how many exemptions have you got in ACCA? Like, what is your base qualification? Just to get an idea in terms of like where you are right now, where you start off with your ACCA journey, so I can mentor you accordingly. So very quickly, everyone, please put in the chat box your base qualification or number of exemptions, whatever you know of. So CA Parmanand says he's got 9 paper exemption. Wonderful. What about others? Vashisht has got 5 paper exemption. Great. Radhika's got 6 paper exemptions. What about others? Mehak has got 5. Okay. Is there anybody who has joined in from the first knowledge level? Semi-qualified CS 5 paper, says Chitra. Realme 9 paper, Jyoti 8 paper. Okay. So what I see here is, as expected, majority is coming via the exemptions route. So you already have some base knowledge, some base qualification on the basis of which you have got certain exemptions and you're making a head start in your ACCA journey. So congratulations to each one of you. And very quickly, I would just like to give you a quick heads up in terms of the fact that because you've joined with VG Learning, you should know that yes, you are in safe hands with respect to your ACCA journey. Over the last many years of teaching ACCA, we've produced many rank holders in all the various subjects of ACCA. So yes, you could be the next ACCA rank holder as well and get placed in one of these, top companies who are employing just in India as well for ACCA. But what is required for you to do so from the time you start with your ACCA journey, and do each one of your exams one by one, is the fact that you need to understand and appreciate the fact that ACCA is different from of the base qualifications that you've done so far. That includes your BCom, that includes your CA, CS. So yes, you've been granted exemptions on the basis of your base qualification, but that does not mean that, the way you were studying in probably, your CA or your BCom is going to click here in ACCA as well. ACCA is completely different in terms of the rigor of the exam, the style of the exam. I'm sure everybody knows that ACCA exams are 100% computer based exams only. No pen and paper is going to be there. So certainly from day one, when you start taking your classes, start preparing for your ACCA, please drop this habit of studying on with pen and paper. You have to open up your laptops, your computers, open up, either the ACCA blank spreadsheet, which is there on the ACCA practice platform, or Excel or, Word document for that matter, and practice typing your answers. That is going to improve not just only, your presentation skills, and that is something which is going to be very relevant for your ACCA exam also. And that is not going to happen overnight, right? You will require to get these skills that you require to pass your ACCA exams. Slowly and gradually, you have to work towards them. Another word of caution for people, for students who are coming via the exemptions route is that rote learning is not going to take you anywhere in ACCA. ACCA is a practical, qualification. It's wonderful from the perspective of it actually makes you job ready. So you would be expected to write, to act like a consultant whenever you're giving away recommendations, probably in your SBL paper, or you would be expected to write as an internal auditor and make recommendations to the CFO of the company in terms of what internal audit failures you've been able to identify, what compliance regulations you've been able to spotify that this is not doing right. So please put yourself in the job role of how you're going to write your answers. Do not write like students. It's not a college exam, it's not a school exam. You are doing a professional qualification. Your answers are expected to resonate the fact that you are ready to take on this professional qualification. That is something which is extremely important. We can practice on blank workspace on ACCA platform. Absolutely right, Shanam, and you have to. I will be taking you all through these platforms which are available and how you have to do your practice. I have everything structured in my presentation itself. So I will be taking you to the practice platform, showing you how to open up the blank workspace while doing a question practice and where to get the mock exams to practice towards the end of your exam as well. So that is again something which is going to be very critical. Okay. Top exam tips. You have to practice questions from the start without pen and paper. So I've already mentioned this very, very categorically. Now, the scratch pad which is there or the rough work which you will be doing obviously doesn't need to, have a very beautiful layout, because the scratch pad or the rough paper is not going to be submitted to the examiner. So you obviously need not make it very, beautifully present in your workings in the scratch pad. Everything that will be there on the main response sheet is what is going to be examined, is what is going to be, marked by the examiner. So that is something which has to be, beautifully presented. You have to cover all topics in ACCA curriculum subject wise that you are doing. And that goes for all the papers of ACCA. There is no scope of selective study in ACCA. It's a practical, qualification. It is going to test across the entire curriculum. So there is nothing like this chapter is most important. This chapter you can probably, leave out. No selective study is going to work in ACCA exams. One idea, one mark is generally, the framework with which how ACCA exams get marked. Meg says, I'm a beginner. It's my first orientation. So can you please suggest me, should I attempt in March exam or not? Yes, absolutely right, Meg. Which is your starting, what is your starting point in ACCA? Do you have any exemptions, or are you going to start from the knowledge level? So I'll guide you accordingly. Okay, I'm just 5 exemptions. Okay, so it's a good bet to start with PM subject, which is similar to what we call costing in India. So PM is going to be a good bet for you to start off with, right? Or if you're interested in, and accounts is something that excites you, you can start with FR also. That is also a very interesting paper, which is based upon IFRS. Right, Meg? Okay, let's continue then with our basic tips and tricks. Rule of elimination, which simply means that in your section A, which is your MCQ based question, if you are absolutely clueless about which is the right option, please use the rule of elimination. Start eliminating the options which which you think are certainly not the right options, and then you can zero down to the last option, which seems to be, which you think is the correct and the most plausible answer. Because if you have completely clueless, still mark something. There is no negative marking in ACCA. So attempt 100 marks of your paper, please. You need a flat 50 to pass. So the more you attempt your questions, the higher is the probability for you to get a minimum 50, right? Own figure rule simply means that if you have supposedly made a calculation mistake at one of the steps, obviously, you will not be marked correctly for that particular step. But if on the basis of that particular incorrect calculation, you've done the remaining part of the question correctly, you will still earn marks in ACCA. So you will be penalized only once for it. She says, Ashish, this site from Tanzania, physical books are required or you will provide ebooks and notes. Okay, Ashish, in Tanzania, obviously, we will not be able to deliver physical books, but you can go ahead and purchase the ebooks from the class, from the team. I will just share you the concerned person's number. So this is the concerned person's number. You can reach out for books, for activation of your classes. This is the number that you need to reach out to. Xiomi says, hi, ma'am. Masira here. After 10th, I've joined ACCA. Please guide me for preparing. I'm very new to the commerce field itself. Okay, wonderful, Masira. It's a great head start that you've made right at this early age of being in the 11th standard only. So, first things first, you have to start with the first paper of ACCA, which is going to be the BT exam for you. So, please start preparing for it. Reach out to me on my personal number. Let me share my number with you guys. This is my number for any one-on-one, personalized. You can say, oops, sorry, this is not Sandeep's number. This is my number. You can certainly reach out to me and I will guide you thereafter. Right? So, Masira, start with BT paper, how to go ahead, with tips and tricks. This is going to be a generic session, one-on-one. This is the number you need to contact me to. Okay, Amrita says, I've got 9 exemptions and will be starting with professional levels. Really clueless about the ACCA pattern, so please do help. Absolutely, Amrita, do not worry. That is why this session is being organized so that I can guide you from the very start itself in terms of, how you have to proceed further for all your ACCA exams, irrespective of what your starting point in ACCA is. For June, I am thinking for attempt. Okay, wonderful, Masira. Okay, so subjective answers, one of the most critical reasons why students tend to fail ACCA exam. Why? Because they are very good with numbers. They can do all the mathematical calculations, the accounting work and everything they are able to do. But when it comes to narrative questions, it comes to subjective answers, that is where, they lose points. So it's extremely important for you to understand how to present your answer. Follow the formats given in the question for you to prepare your answer. Use headers for every header. Explain with the help of a short paragraph. Keep your answers crisp. Keep your answers presentable and legible and looking like a professional. You will be given a job role in your ACCA exam that you are a consultant in XYZ firm. So write your answers as if you are a consultant and you're writing to the CEO or the CEO of the company. You will be asked to prepare emails, memos, reports, briefing notes. All of this is something which is going to be a standard requirement in your ACC exam. Even PPT presentations, you will be learning all of this in your classes. Your trainers, for every subject are going to guide you with respect to how to structure the answers. But yes, generally, this is what you need to, make sure that you are following. Make sure, you keep these things first straight in your head that, okay, this is something which is going to be applicable throughout my ACCA exams. Should I go for recorded or live classes? Okay, Max. So, see, live classes start every quarter for all the different levels, like at least one minimum subject for every level gets started. But obviously, all 13 papers live batches cannot be started every quarter. That would not be practically possible. So, in case you're opting for a subject that has a live batch, by all means, join the live batch. Having said that, even if the live batch is not there, you can still refer to the pre-recorded classes on the LMS, study at your own pace. There will be WhatsApp study support groups on which you will be added, which has your peers studying the same subject, which has your trainer onto the same subject, which is going to have me also for any escalations, if you feel absolutely any problem facing. So all of that is going to be, managed very well. So don't worry about it. Both are equally good. Right, Meg? Okay. Top resources. Now, this is what I want you to, follow from today right up till the time you finish all your ACCA exams. All of these resources you have to follow for every subject of ACCA that you are planning to do in the quarter, right? First things first, you have to take training, you have to take classes. You cannot do self study. Even if you're a qualified CA, you need classes for your ACCA. I've seen many CA students, CA qualified, people failing in ACCA exams because, I'm sorry if I'm saying this, that they are overconfident, feeling that, okay, I've done my CA, I don't need classes, I know I'm going to do self study. You need classes in your ACCA because the rigor of the exam, the style of the exam is going to be very different in ACCA than what it is in your any other base qualification that you've done so far, right? I've got April 2023 recorded classes, which will be valid for June. Will be dependent upon the subject. Please reach out to Sandeep for validity of the subject. Right? Xiomi, sorry, I don't know your name. It's written in the name of Xiomi. Okay, so Ashish says, sorry, I got disconnected. I'm worried about books. Can you please clarify? Ashish, so there are a couple of things I want to tell you for the resources that are there. Physical books, you can purchase BPP practice and revision kit and workbook from local, Tanzania itself. Because obviously, if I send it across from India, it will be very expensive for you to get the delivery done there in Tanzania. So you can purchase it from a local vendor in Tanzania itself. Otherwise, apart from that, the classes are going to be based upon ACCA Study Hub, which is a free resource from ACCA, which is going to have the book, the practice questions for all the subjects that you're going to study. So that is also a very good free resource which is already available to you. Apart from that, if you want to purchase ebooks or physical books, please reach out to the team. Please reach out to the number which I've already mentioned in the chat box and you can purchase the books from there. I am just again sending the number just in case I think you got disconnected. So you probably did not get the concerned person's number. But yes, this is the person you need to reach out to for your activation of your classes, for books if you need to buy, for any operational support that is required, right? Okay, so let me take you through each of these resources from ACCA. Trainings, obviously, you need to enroll for classes. Okay, up next, I'm going to show you the ACCA Study Hub. So this is like my login as a trainer. You can log on to this directly free from your My ACCA account, which will be generated once you are done with your, your creation of your registration number on ACCA. So you will get access to all of these subjects like this. So I'm just going to show you what it actually looks like. So I'm going to take up my subject, which is SBL. Let me just open it up and give you like a heads up in terms of, what is this resource like? It's from ACCA. It's very recently launched from ACCA. It's a very good comprehensive resource which is there. It's absolutely free of any cost for all students. So, it literally is going to cover everything that you require. And it's from ACCA. So you can definitely, there's no need for you to challenge the quality of the, the content really. Okay, so this is what the study text looks like. So it's got chapter wise broken down, topic wise. So right from, let me show you the first chapter first. So this is like for SBL, we have got professional skills marks for each of these professional skills. This would be subject specific. So that's why I'm not showing up this chapter for now. But let's have a look at how it looks like on the study hub. So this is how every chapter is broken down, starting with a quick visual overview. You can just navigate through this book one by one, highlight any key points that you have, make your own, highlight section is there. Then you can bookmark. If you think that, something you need to come back to, you can make your own notes here as well. any like we scribble on the books, we make our own notes. So this section here, you can make your own online notes. So this will be you've done, and anything that you are doing keeps getting saved onto the server automatically. Then for any calculations, you can open up the calculators. ACCA allows you to use calculators in exams, so your normal calculators as well as your scientific calculators, as long as it doesn't have any memory function, are allowed to be carried. Physical calculators also in your ACCA exam, so by all means use them. Okay, so we have this. Okay, apart from like chapter wise, it's got questions, activity questions while the chapter progresses. At the end of every chapter, let me just show it to you. So I opened up this chapter. At the end of every chapter, it's going to have a syllabus coverage in terms of what all have you covered in the chapter. It's going to have a quick summary. It's going to have a quick quiz for you to do yourself and assess yourself in terms of, whether you understand the base knowledge or not. Plus, it also has these practice questions for you to take on the topic that you've just studied. All of these are, again, simply free of any cost for you, which you can, and which you not just you can, you have to do before you, even book your ACCA exam. I missed the point of the calculator due to the network issue. Can you please repeat? Mehak, so I'm saying ACCA allows you to use calculators in exam, normal calculator as well as scientific calculators, as long as it doesn't have a memory function. So by all means, please practice using calculators as well. Rohini says, is the recording of this session available later? I think that I will be getting it uploaded on YouTube, so you can reach out to the team for the link if in case you want to watch it later on as well. Okay, so this is how the quiz looks like. So this is just my class which I've already taken. And for every topic that we are going to do, you have to go out here and practice questions as well. So you can plan your answer in terms of how you want to prepare your answer. So everything you have to do online on the computer itself. Please drop dead your pen and paper, right? So you've also got these flashcards, which gives you like a quick flashcard in terms of every chapter, every terminology, what it basically means. So very quick heads up. Again, these practice questions are there, which you can reach out to, and you have to do these questions for every exam before you book your exam, guys. This is something that is absolutely, without fail, you have to do these. Any doubts on the practice on the ACCA Study Hub, guys? Anything you want to ask regarding the ACCA Study Hub? You can log on to this ACCA Study Hub. It's a free resource from your My ACCA account itself. Since I'm CA qualified student, which subject should I opt in between optionals? Okay, Jyoti, again, a personal question. Will be dependent upon what stream, what career you want to choose. So you've got 4 options to choose from. If you want to make a career in auditing, you obviously have to choose AAA as one of your optional papers. If that is not the point, that you're not fixated on making a career for yourself in auditing, then I do not recommend auditing, purely because of the kind of poor pass rates globally that the paper has, purely because it's a theoretical paper. APM and AFM are your best bets. I will take you through all of that as well. Just give me a moment. Okay. Let me show you each of these resources. Okay. Since you've asked, let me take you through the website accaglobal.com. So again, this is like your master website that you have to reach out to. Students, study support resources. All of these study support resources under the ACCA qualification are extremely important resources for you. So again, I'm reaching out to SBL paper. Now, this literally has everything to answer my questions. So I can see the past pass rates of this paper at a global level. Approximately only 50% of the people who appear for SBL paper pass. So you have to follow the tips and tricks which I'm asking you to do to make sure that you reach in the 50% who eventually pass, right? So if you follow the right exam technique, you will be amongst the students who pass. Then they, apart from this, there are many other great resources available on this website which help you prepare for your exam. So if you want to look at the syllabus, this is what the syllabus is going to comprise of. If you want to have a look at, let me show you. Now, this resource here is very important. I'll come back to this resource as it comes in my journey here. So I've already shown you the ACCA Study Hub. Next, I'm going to show you the CBE Practice Platform. This resource, again, is a free resource available on your My ACCA account, which gives you blank workspace to practice upon, which gives you past mock, past exams, past actual exams which have been tested by ACCA, and for you to attempt those questions and also self-mark these questions, you can submit your answers to the trainers and they will mark your answers and give it back to you as well. Again, something that you cannot do without before you actually sit for the actual exam. Do describe about the ethics model. Absolutely right, Amrita. I will come to that as well. So that this is something which is like extremely important for you to be familiar with. Let me show you what the practice platform looks like. Again, I'm just going to log into my account. You all will get access to this account, this practice platform from your My ACCA account. And this is how it looks like. So again, all the papers are going to show here on the right. Let it just download. There you are. So all the papers show here on the right. Let me show you financial management. It's got the ACC official resources, which has got the past exam library. So you have actual, how many? 6 past exams for you to assign to yourself and appear for. This obviously will happen once, you are done with the entire syllabus. Only then you can appear for the mocks, right? But till then, what you can do is practice the questions on the study hub. For practice, you can open up this blank workspace, which is available to you. So open up this blank workspace. You have the response option. So this is how the actual exam is also going to look like. You can choose the word processor to type in your theory question, theory answers, spreadsheet option to do your calculations, and slides to prepare your PPT notes. This is something which will be applicable for your SBL exam, right? So all of this is something that is going to be very well available to you as a free resource from ACCA. Any doubts regarding this, guys? Let me show you more of the CBE practice platform. So apart from the mock actual exams, you also have some practice exams from ACCA, which you can assign to yourself. You have a specimen exam to assign to yourself. So another 3 exams are here. And then you have this blank workspace to start with your question practice simultaneously before you are in a position to attempt mock exams. Once you've done it, you can go here on mark and self-mark your mock exams as well. Otherwise, save the mock exam, submit to your trainer at VG Learning. They will check it and submit it to you. Right? All of this is something that you can do absolutely for without any money being spent. So this is something which is part of your entire ACCA package at VG Learning. Right, guys? Next resource I'm going to talk about Any doubts regarding the practice platform? Guys, any doubts regarding the practice platform? It's a very important tool which, you have to use. You cannot think of passing ACCA exams without using all these resources which I've listed on the screen. Okay, thank you. Okay, before I forget, Amrita, your question about ethics module. Let me show it to you. So, ACCA exam is going to be part of 3 E's, the 13 papers that you have to clear, your experience of 36 months, and your ethics module. So, if you go here, this is where you can reach out to. So, this is shows that you can start your ethics and professional module here. It is again something that you can do at any time before, in your ACCA journey. But very strongly, I recommend you do complete this 20 hours of online training module. You have to pay for it separately, some 63 pounds, I think the fees for it is. But it's a 20-hour online training module that you have to appear for. And you must do it before you appear for your SBL paper. Why? Because here itself, it's very clearly mentioned that it increases your probability to pass SBL by 25%, right? So even though it's like, you can appear for it at any time from ACCA, it's not mandatory to be done before SBL paper, but I as a trainer make it mandatory for you to do it before your SBL paper. BT, how can I get the excellent word skills for exam? So do not worry, your trainer for BT is going to guide you for everything which is required for your particular paper, right? But these are just general resources which I'm talking about. So if I go back, again, I select the ACCA qualification, select BT here. All these resources are available for you. And you have to do all of them. You've got practice tests here, you've got specimen exams here, and obviously because, it's a knowledge level paper, the global pass rates are great in these papers. Right, guys? Make use of all of these resources from ACCA, guys. Very, very important that, you structure your, your approach to study from day one itself. Okay. Apart from this, you have the examiner's report. So as soon as you are done with a mock exam on the practice platform, you go to the ACCA website. Let me show you. Let me, select the paper for you. Let me go back to any paper for that matter. Let me open up FM this time. Let's open up FM. Every mock you attempt, after attempting the mock, you have to read through and go through this examiner's report. This part here. For the same mock exam that you have done, this examiner's report is a report from the examiner telling about what did the students who actually attempted that attempt did good, did not, do perform well at, and what was expected out of them. So basically, it helps you read through the examiner's mind in terms of what was the examiner expecting out of the candidates and learn from the mistakes that other people had done, for that particular exam, really. So as soon as you're done with the mock exam, open up the examiner's report for that same mock exam and read through the entire, examiner's report. Very important. Can you please tell me about the exam centers? I'm from Punjab. Is it online paper? All exams are online papers, Meg. There are many exam centers. Punjab also has a lot of physical centers. I always recommend students to go at their nearest center and appear for the exam. Even though ACCA allows remote-based exam, it's hugely, it makes a huge difference when you actually are not worried about the light going, the electricity fluctuation happening, internet being unstable, your screen freezing during the remote-based exam. We are thankfully out of COVID era now. So please, even if you have to book a ticket and go to another city to give the exam at center, please do that. Your 3 months of, effort is at stake. I don't want you to get no result or a nullified result purely because you were sitting, you were appearing for the exam at home a remote exam and some technical problem happened during your exam, because of which your your exam got cancelled basically. So please go ahead, book your nearest center for the exam. Which center is near Varanasi? Lucknow is a center, so please reach out to this list. It's just type in ACCA exam centers in Google. You will get a list of all these exam centers. You can choose the nearest one, right? Everybody okay with till the examiner's report? Apart from the examiner's report, you also have to go ahead and read the technical articles again written by the examiner. So apart from your books, apart from your ACCA resources, technical articles again are good value additions for you to just give a read through. This enhances your knowledge. These are not part of your syllabus, but they are additional insights on your syllabus areas from the examiner. So I see no reason why you should not be reading these articles. Read it like an article only, right? You don't have to learn them, but you have to just, have like a, it should somewhere be sitting on the back of your mind. You should have that diverse and broad knowledge of these topics, because the examiner has gone ahead and written articles on these topics. So they are obviously important, right? Any doubts till now, guys? So technical articles, examiner report, practice platform, study hub, I've shown you all. I've shown you all the different practice questions which are available to you. Mock exams you have to appear for. At least 3 mock exams before the exam, and at least 2 of them have to be in a timed environment, which means even if you're sitting at home giving a mock exam, give yourself 3 hours only to do that mock exam. Be honest to yourself, guys. It's a professional qualification. You have to behave like a professional. It's as simple as that, right? Okay with everyone? Any doubts so far, guys, regarding the top resources which are available to you for your ACCA? Any doubt? Anything anybody would like to ask? Okay, wonderful. So we can move forward then. Very quickly, because I'm not talking about one particular exam here, I'm just giving you like a heads up of the general exam pattern here. So you've got 3 hours, 15 minutes to do your exams. All questions are going to be compulsory. Questions may adopt a scenario-based approach. These are computer-based exams. 15 minutes of reading time is going to be there, and 3 hours of practical writing down time you will get. Sure, Vandana, absolutely. Skills required. If you're coming via the exemptions route, you have to prove that you were worthy of that, of that getting that exemption. So some brought forward knowledge will obviously be expected. So if you're doing your, FR paper, some base knowledge of FA, that is basic accounting, will be expected from you. You have to show clear workings, logical structures. You have to show that you are able to interpret data. It's a professional qualification, show the skills of being job ready to the examiner. You have to, be able to not just calculate numbers. You should be able to, infer from these numbers as well. What do you recommend on the basis of the calculation that you've done? So application is what is going to, be the game changer for you in your ACCA exams. Rote learning doesn't work, doesn't fetch you marks. But application of that knowledge to the scenario which has been given to you is what is going to make a difference. Right, guys? Is that okay with everyone? Time allocation, you've got 100 marks and 3 hours to do it. So 180 minutes to attempt for 100 marks, obviously leaving you with 1.8 minutes per mark. ACCA exams are extremely time-bound exams, which means you cannot overrun on time. If it's a 10-marker question, please do not spend anything beyond 1.8 into 10, that is 18 minutes on that particular question. Drop dead that question, come back to it later, but just move on from that question once your allocated time is over. Because if you start overrunning on time, it will become very difficult for you to pass, to attempt your 100 marks of the question. And when you don't attempt 100 marks of the question, it definitely leaves you with that, that lesser probability of being able to pass the paper. Right? How much hour of study is required per subject, including classes? Vashisht, it will be dependent upon every subject differently. So don't worry, your subject specific trainers will guide you in terms of what is it that you need to do in the class, what homework you need to do before you come for the next class, and what would be your strategy, and how many number of hours are you required to do for self study apart from the classes, subject specific. Right, Vashisht? Okay. CBE, like I said, very, very important, guys. It's a great tool for you to, use. Let me show it to you. Computer-based exams are a life changer. Because, why? Because everything you are doing here, you can, just it's so easy to work on an Excel like spreadsheet. It's not Excel. It doesn't have the 100% functionality of an Excel, but it's Excel like. Similarly, it's Word like. So the more you practice, the easier your life becomes. So please, by all means, become familiar with the computer based exam pattern. Right? If we unlock a subject, then how much time did we have to access to that particular subject? So if you've started watching the classes, it's the validity is 3 to 6 months. But if you're extending more than 6 months, reach out to me on my personal window. I'll work out something for you. Don't worry about that. Right? But ideally, you should not be spending should not be stretching it for more than 6 months, because if you've started with a subject, finish it off in the next 3 months or maximum 6 months, right? Because otherwise that will procrastinate your entire ACCA journey, right? Okay. So CB, yes, you have to familiarize yourself. Key message to the students. Now, this key message is not from me. This key message is from the ACCA examining team. So, just put this key message in, understand this key message, appreciate this key message, please. Please quickly read through it while I quickly sip on my green tea. Quickly read the key message. You obviously have to address the entire requirement set, which means attempt 100% of the questions. Use the cell formula correctly. It's an Excel-like spreadsheet will be given to you, but you have to be able to apply the formula correctly as well, right? Present the spreadsheets as professionally as they would be presented in the workspace. Like I said, if you're writing financial management's paper, put yourself in the shoes of a financial manager in the organization. You're not a student writing a paper. You are a finance manager working for XYZ firm. You have to present your answers accordingly, right? A short bullet point is not a discussion. So if the examiner is asking you to do a discussion, please do a discussion. Plan word process responses guided by the requirement, both in terms of content as well as the detail of the response which will be required. To pass, I think I've already explained all of this to you. No rote learning, apply formulas, interpret the requirement of the question correctly. If the examiner is asking you to evaluate, the risk management system in the organization, you obviously have to do that. You cannot be going in and writing about something else and, hoping to get marks. You have to understand the requirement. The verb of the question is very important in ACCA. So evaluate is going to be different from discussion, is going to be different from analyze. So the verb of the question you have to very strongly understand. Utilize study support groups. So please ask doubt. Use these groups. By all means, ask questions. Do not hesitate of asking queries in the live class or on the WhatsApp groups or to your trainer. Use these resources which are available to you. Okay, Amrita, ACCA exams are difficult. It definitely has a high rigor in the exam. The pass rates are great. It's there's no aggregation, there's no grouping in ACCA exams, and that actually makes it easier for students to get a flat 50 in every paper and pass and move on to the next ACCA paper. So from that perspective, it's flexible, I will say, but it's not easy. So you have to study from day one, and that's why I am keeping this orientation session for all of you new joinees, so that you know that like what is it that you need to do and how you need to go ahead with it. Quickly read through it. Done reading, everyone? So please utilize these resources. Do not, do not even think of appearing for an exam if you are not, if you've not done mock exams. You have to do mock exams. You have to come for the physical mock exam at VG Learning. You have to, there's a pre mock exam every quarter by ACCA also. You have to do that mock exam also. And, you have to definitely be ready for the exam. We can connect personally with subject teacher through WhatsApp for queries. Yes, absolutely right, Shanam. So the approach should be that ideally you should ask, your queries in the group first. And if in the group it doesn't get resolved by your peers, then you can reach out to the trainer also. So by all means, all the resources are available to you. Right? Any more queries, guys? Okay, so this is just the present batch, which is going for March attempt. Similarly, there will be, a batch which will be launched for the June attempt also, but that will start somewhere in the middle of March once your March exams are over. Apart from these live classes, pre-recorded classes are available for all the subjects. So please reach out to this number here for your classes, get your classes activated. Obviously, all of these classes have already started and they are like literally half the syllabus is over now. So I would request you to please, start if you're starting to study now, refer to the pre-recorded of each of these classes so that you are able to study at your own pace. Because if you join in the live batch like now you will not be able to understand anything. How many days is required to study for one paper? 1 quarter. 1 quarter, one paper. Right, Rohini? Okay. So that was about it. That is what I wanted to brief you all. This is my official email ID. This is my WhatsApp number. You can, by all means, reach out to me for any queries, operational difficulty, subject specific difficulty, anything with respect to your ACCA journey. If you have any query and the team is not able to resolve your query, by all means, escalate it to me, please. Please reach out to me on WhatsApp. I'm always available and I always, I follow like a zero grievance policy in ACCA. So I assure you that whatever problems, if at all you face, I will be there to resolve it. So please, note down my number and just all the very best for your ACCA journey, guys. Give it your all. It's not an easy qualification. It's a professional level qualification. It's flexible, it's doable, but it's not easy. So you have to study with the right rigor to be able to, prepare for the exam in the right manner. Subject clarity, you have to obviously connect with the subject specific trainer. I am there for my subjects, which is financial management and strategic business leader, and any general guidance if you require for other subjects also. But if it's an FR query, I'm obviously not the subject matter expert. So I will redirect you to the concerned, trainer for it. Right? I'm feeling a bit tense, to be honest. Please don't be tensed. I'm having regular college classes also. So you obviously will be able to manage both, Amrita, and only book your exam if you feel that you're ready for the next quarter. ACCA is giving you the opportunity to book for exam every quarter. That does not mean you have to compulsorily book for every quarter. If you feel that, you are overwhelmed with a lot of other things also, you've got your college exams going on in March maybe. So don't book your ACCA exam. Appear for your ACCA exam in the next attempt, which is going to be June. right? But these are expensive exams, right? So at no point of time will I want you to, not be able to pass a paper because you were not able to study for it sufficiently. Either I should start with mandatory subject or optional one. Start with either you start with the optional papers at the professional level first. The mandatory papers are difficult papers. They require base knowledge as well. So if you're coming by the exemptions route, start with a relatively easier paper. For March, the last date to book for your exam is 29th January. And for every quarter, there is going to be, a set date like this. I'm praying for BT, how to prepare for MCQs, like should I read complete theory? Your trainer will guide you. Don't worry about it. You have to read, obviously, the entire book, go through the classes, practice a lot of questions, do mock exams. Ritika, reach out to Sandeep, please, for the next live batch for BT. Otherwise, the pre-recorded batch is there. So by all means, please start preparing for it. Right? Wonderful. Okay, then it was great that you all joined in. Please note down these numbers. I'm again writing down the number for the operations team. Just in case you did not note down, or you could reach out to Himanshu from the team. And if these guys are not able to resolve your queries, please, by all means, escalate to me. Okay, please clear the doubt of annual subscription fees. Okay, wait. I have no clue about this. So, Vanna, every year you have to pay an annual subscription fee to ACCA. It's like, your fees towards the ACCA body. Right? So, every year on a calendar year basis from January to December, you will be charged an annual subscription fees. I gave exam for CA final where I got 40 plus marks in FR, but I don't have mark sheet, also no roll number. Kash, you can apply for duplicate mark sheet from the ICAI, but obviously you will require your basic details for that to be able to claim exemption. Duplicate copy, yes, you can actually reach out to the team, reach out to ICAI directly, and they will issue you the mark sheet. Exact amount of your payment, you have to open up your MyACCA account. The exact amount will be shown on your invoice. It is, depends upon your entry level qualification, the date on which you registered for ACCA. So please, it's going to be specific, different for everyone. So open up your MyACCA account and you will know. Do we have to book BT exam as it is an on demand? Yes, you have to book your BT exam. You can come down to the Jhandewala Center and give your BT exam. Again, reach out to the operations team to book your exam and come down to the center. Yes, Akash, unfortunately, you will need your roll number to be able to pull out a duplicate mark sheet. How will I get it for you if you yourself don't have a mark sheet or a roll number? Right? Anything else, guys? Anything else? Wonderful. So all the very, very best towards your ACCA journey, guys. And reach out to me for any queries if you have, for any problems if you are facing, for any grievances if you have any, which I'm sure you will not. And definitely, I look forward to seeing you all as ACCA affiliates and ACCA members very, very soon. Good luck. Thank you. Bye-bye.